Hi everybody, it's Janice Thompson from JazzleDazzleCrafts.com. Still working with Petal Passion Suite this week, so I've come to show you a very simple and quick card, I believe, this time compared to some of the projects we've done this week. So January is the month for lots of thank you cards. I don't know about you, but I need a lot. I've got lots of things to say thank you for. Gifts I've received, prizes I've received, I'll show you that in another video. Customers to thank, managers to thank for things they've done for me. Lots and lots of things. Work colleagues to thank for things that they do to help me. So, and family and friends, of course. So I've been making quite a few thank you cards. So if you've got to make a lot of something, you want it to be quite simple and maybe not use a whole lot of your materials so that you can get a lot. This is a great simple card that you can get a lot of cards out of one sheet of designer series paper. I'm featuring today the designer series paper from the Petal Passion Suite. You'll find it in the Spring Summer catalogue. I adore this paper. I'll let you have a wee quick flick through. As you see, I've only got a small piece left of this one. It's double-sided. You can add colour. Today we're going to add colour with blends. The blends again are fairly new to Stampin' Up. They are fabulous alcohol markers. I will describe them better to you in a little while when we're using them. Just a quick look, double-sided designer series paper. You can add colour anywhere in this. Oh my gosh, I love it. Love it, love it, love it. So much you can do with this paper. So much. Look at that. Is that not gorgeous? And this little bit here. Okay, so I'm going to pop that out and tell you how I made the simple card, and actually maybe step it up a little. So this was my original card. Cut a strip which is 14.4 centimetres by 3 centimetres. So what I did was obviously cut a strip of my designer series paper that is 14.4 wide and then just cut up a whole lot of strips. I'll just give you a quick, the cards I've been making, several of them, they're all kind of different effects. Just stamp the thank you underneath the strip of paper, and that's as, you know, that's as hard as it needs to be. But on this one that we're going to make, I'm going to step it up just a little bit. But first of all, we're going to colour in our strip with the blend. So I'll pop that out of my way. I've sat down, so I hope this is okay for you, that you can see okay. I'm just going to show you the main points of the blends. So I think there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 colours, I think. But today we're using Pink Pirouette. So each colour comes with 2 pens, a light and a dark. And today I'm also going to show you the highlighter pen that actually can lift some of the colour off if you want to lighten an area. So what I'm going to do first, I'm only going to show you just a little bit, because you know, once you've bought your blends, you can practice. I'm by no means an expert, not in any way, but I'm going to open my light and my dark, and basically you have to work quickly. This designer particular paper is pretty good because it actually gives you an idea of where to put your darker areas. And I kind of go with the lines on the petal, but I just do one petal at a time. I laid down the darker colour, and then I'm going to pull it with the lighter colour and pulling it into the petal. You do have to work quite quickly. Do you see, when it's wet, you can see through to the other side, but once it dries that goes away. And then obviously you can add in a bit more dark if you want and go over it again. So just working each petal. I'm just going to do this one flower on this one. The thing is, sometimes you just don't need to colour everything in a flower. So sometimes less is more. So it's a bit more artistic to just suggest the colour to the viewer. And then I think that's a bit of the petal too. Maybe it'll be darker towards there, a bit darker at the edge, and then I'm just pulling that colour in. Direction's not just as important with your alcohol blenders because they dry. Once they're dry, you don't actually see the direction the pen was going in. But okay, so sorry for the interruption there. Before my door went and it was the vegetable delivery guy, so I get my vegetables delivered in a box. So basically what I was doing before I was so rudely interrupted is I'm laying down the darker colour. I'm using, whoops, and then the lighter, and I'm using the brush end of these pens. I'm bringing that in, moving that in there. Oh, slipped a bit. So the pens have got a bullet end as well. Because they're alcohol, remember to put the lid on right away. Oops. So as you can see, you can write my name with the bullet end. So if you want to do anything that's writing, that's handy for that. Or to get into smaller spaces, and then you've got your brush end that we've been using. Okay. Now just to demonstrate the colour lifter pen here, which can give you highlights or sort some of your mistakes. So I'm using the brush end of this. If you see, I've gone over the lines here. So I'm just going to use the colour lifter. And as you see already, it fades out my mistake. And then I'm going to go over this bit here. See if we can lift some of the colour out of here to provide us with a highlight. So there you go. As it dries, it will be more obvious. The alcohol will evaporate off and leave the colours behind, except with the colour lifter has just lifted that there. Again, I can lift a bit out of here to just give a wee. You might want to give a bit more thought to where your light's coming from and where you want your highlights to be. Okay. So that's our blends. As I say, they come in quite a few colours. They're all Stampin' Up colours, so they will complement your inks or your normal marker pens or your watercolours that you already have, and they'll certainly match with your designer series papers, etc. So that's the best thing for me with Stampin' Up, is all the colour coordination. Okay, so without more ado, let's assemble our card here. So as I said, this was the one I used to start off with, and I'm going to stamp it up, step it up a wee bit. So what I'm going to do here is I'm just going to put a little bit of wet glue on my strip of paper. I use wet glue when I'm layering up because it just gives me a little bit of slip time and just when I'm lining up. So I have cut this piece of basic black card to 14.4 centimetres wide by 3.4, just to give a wee bit of the border along there. Okay, so that's still drying, so you so then I'm going to stick it onto the base card here again. If it's not quite the right length, then I can trim it. So I'm just coming down a little bit to about there. You can, obviously I've only coloured a little bit of this just to show you the effect there. Okay, so just glued it down. Obviously it needs drying time. Oops. Straightening it up. That's the good thing about the wet glue. It does give you that bit of time. You can slip it about until you feel it's where you want it to be. Okay, so then I have put my thank you sentiment from the Petal palette stamp set. Oops. I'm just going to just practice on your paper just to make sure it's just what you want. Tap tap. And make sure there's no ink strayed out onto the edge of your stamp. And then, this is not quite so easy for me to do without sticking my head in front of you. Then I've stamped my sentiment. Thank you. Nice. I'm happy with that. Now to step this up just a little, I mean that in itself is fine. Obviously you might want to add more colour there. And you've matte and layered it on to give it a, it lifts it a little bit there with the black at the edges. And put the lid on the glue there. To step it up a little, what about a bow and these absolutely gorgeous embellishments from the Petal palette suite, or Petal Passion suite. Excuse me, I do apologise. So these gorgeous little flowers, I've got a little pearl in the middle. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to, where's my pokey tool? Oh, I was doing a bit of cleaning this morning, so I don't know if the sneezing is coming from some dust. I hope that is what it is, and I hope it's not that I'm coming down with one of the lurgies that's going around in Scotland just now, probably around most of the UK. Okay, so I'm sticking the bow on just underneath, just to add a bit of accent, and I'm going to get more glue dots. I'm putting one glue dot underneath this little flower, and I'm going to stick that on top of my bow. And then I'm taking one of the leaves that come from the embellishment box. Oops, get a glue dot. Oops, didn't get that glue dot, it didn't come with me at that time. And I'm just going to pop that underneath there. There you go, pink and black and white, a combination that I really like. So again, you know, I maybe would go on and colour some of the other, I would just stick with pinks. Probably not best to do it once it's mounted up, but you know, just to let you see again just how easy these blenders are to work with. Just work very quickly, add on a bit, you know, add in a bit of colour with the dark, pull your light, blend the colour in just quickly. Don't have to have any great artistic knowledge. That looks fab. Done. Okay, so I hope you like the card today. As I say, here's the idea. We started off with an extremely simple card, and here we've stepped it up a little with some ribbon and matte and layered the strip, and added some embellishments. Thank you very much for sticking with it today. If you would subscribe to my blog, I would be most appreciative. And if you look in the description box, you'll find the link to the blog. Thank you very much.